Is this set up? Oh, it is. Okay, good. I forgot to plug in my headphones. Man, I'm a mess this morning. I was all over the place. I almost forgot I had to stream, and then I had to switch my branch over because I was doing some evaluation of our level design stuff. I'm not ready for you guys to see that yet. So yeah. Oh, then my headphones were plugged in. I had to plug them in after I started OBS. I was like, oh no, is that going to switch it over? But OBS is smart enough to figure that out. I'm not surprised. I'm kind of surprised, but not surprised. Like, for an open source piece of software, it's really good. But then again, right, somebody has to think of that. Because it's open source. Oh no, look at this. I'm almost out of coffee, too. Yeesh. Just, I'm a mess. I'm a mess this morning. This whole week. This whole week has been bad. All right. So those of you just joining, actually, let me check. Let me check that. I know we have the barber cat on here who was chatting with me. Where the hell is... Man, I am an absolute mess today. Where the hell did I close? Did I close it? I closed it. Because that's how brilliant I am today. Okay. Cool. Oh, it's just me and you, Barber Cat. So, got any questions? You feel free to ask them. I'll try and remember to look at chat. Sometimes I don't have it up because I've got my sort of notes to myself on things that I'm working on. So, if there's a delay, just be patient, and I'll try and remember to every once in a while pop in and check on chat. Okay. So, look at this. I'm even in the wrong scene. So let's go ahead and put ourselves in our little test environment scene. No. This first stream, awesome. You caught. Pun intended. No, roll with it. Pun intended. All right. Well, welcome. Appreciate you checking it out. All right. So let's see. What? Well, just Unity being Unity. Random import errors. Right. And all I did was switch scenes. Okay. So. Boat. There's our boat. All right. So when last we left, we were working on setting up all the fish that you guys are going to get to collect, right? I've got through all of the smalls that are set up. Well, no, actually, I have to do these guys. But these guys are collectibles, not really fish. All right, so here, so you guys can see a cute little snail and cute little crab. That Sarah model should look absolutely fantastic. But you're not going to fish for these guys. These guys are going to go collect. And so we have to talk about what that system is going to look like, Zach and I. Speaking of Zach and stuff, you played the demo. Yeah, the demo was, I'm going to be honest, like I rushed that because at the time, honestly, like you guys shouldn't even be playing the demo. It's way pre-alpha. We weren't like even set on what the actual mechanics were going to be. I mean, we have the base of the small fishing in there, and we had the medium, but the actual getting it dialed in and the fully formed mechanics needed some playtesting and needed to go through some iterations. So that's what we've been doing internally for a while, getting it to a place where we like it. And it is where we like it. But like I said, it's totally rushed. So what you've been playing is going to get heavily modified. It has been getting heavily modified. And we are just yesterday, like Zach and I, was it yesterday? No, Monday. Monday, Zach and I had some design discussion about small fishing and giving it sort of the final piece of the puzzle that we felt it's missing, because like the QTE events, like it was envisioned, kaiju fishing was envisioned as a sort of action game, and we never really felt like the QTEs were really doing it for us. They didn't feel rewarding, right? From a player perspective, a QTE is just a QTE. It's not great. There's not a lot of skill involved, and I mean, action games are basically kind of skill based. So we've been toying around with ideas about how to kind of fix that, and what we came up with originally was to flip the idea of flipping it, where a QTE is not going to be like it is what it is. It's inside the game, and that's what the original vision was. So we're going to stick with it, and not get rid of it, but we're going to change the intention, the design intention of it, so that it's a reward, not a punishment. So if you fail a QTE, it's not a bad thing. If you hit a QTE, you get a bonus to your fishing actions. So kind of flipping that on its head, of not punishment but rewards. Yeah, it can work in casual relax. It does okay. It's just kind of not the original intention, and there'll be fish that are like not action oriented and stuff like that. Like that is part of the game. More exploration is actually what the relaxing part's going to be. At least that's the thing I want to go for. But we did finally concept out the what we feel really is going to tie fishing together. In that we're going to give you a rating for each fish. So every fish is going to be collectible, right? You're going to have, common, uncommon, rare, epic, legendary for, I don't know, there's going to be like a lot of fish. There's a lot of fish for you to collect in here, with all their different rarities. And then we're going to track as you catch them. You're going to get a score based off of, how long it takes, stuff like that. And then when you hit QTEs, you're going to get bonuses that will like help you speed up and get higher scores, right? So you may catch all the fish, right? You may catch all the commons, and then, right, you need to like, oh, shoot, I need S tier evaluation for common, right? So I think it's going to really help replayability, and it finally, in our minds, is what needed to happen to tie it together finally, with our overall vision for the game. So we're prototyping that right now. So yeah. So I hope that you enjoyed the demo, and it is relaxing, but it's not quite where I wanted it to be. But that's just the nature of the beast. I had to rush it because at the time Steam was collection goals with boosts. Yes, basically. Steam was doing their first couple Next Fests, and the Next Fests, for an indie perspective, are super important marketing tools. And there were no rules about it, except that you had to have a demo. So I was like, oh, shoot, we need to put together a demo, right? I had prototypes, and we had it working, and we had a lot of art in there. So I was like, let's just put the demo together, even though we're really early, to get into Next Fest. And then, so we did that, and then Steam put out a rule and said, like, after we did it I think we were in the second Next Fest that they did, they put out a rule that said you can only be in one. So then it was like, oh, okay. So I rushed to do that. They are going to let me have one more, but I need it to be like right before we launch, and we were not close to launch. So it's been a series of, I prefer to not focus on the demo, focus on making sure the mechanics are good and getting ourselves dialed in at the end there. Before we, as we get closer to launch, like we'll have everything from our internal testing state available for you guys, and port it into the demo later. You think it's good for a rush job? I mean, yeah, I have talented people working with me, and yeah, I agree, they did a good job. It just not as polished. It's definitely buggier than it should be. that's for sure. And it definitely is like things that we definitely want to fix. Just a matter of like more important things to work on first. So cool. Thank you for checking it out. I really appreciate it, and for coming back to watch a stream. Yeah, streaming here is just, and you probably don't know this yet, but I'm only streaming to force myself to work on stuff that I don't want to work on. I'm a programmer by nature, and doing this fish setup is very much not what I enjoy doing. And what happened there? So doing this stream is like making me sit down and do stuff I don't want to do. So thanks for hanging out with me while I do something I don't want to do. All right, so we were setting up the fish, and we've got some of the big ones set up. Most of the big ones set up. I think we're almost done. So, let's see. We've got Turtle Boy. We got... Oh, this guy's broken because he is actually... No. Yeah, the Rorata. Oh, where does texture go? What the freak, man? I switch branches and it breaks my meshes, my materials? Like, what is going on? They're here. Wait, what? What? The hell? I am upset right now because all that work is gone. Okay. That makes me mad, and I don't have coffee. That was the last of my coffee. Okay. So what the hell happened here? He's missing his materials. Why would he be missing his materials? Oh my gosh. Unity, I swear, if you lost all this work, I'm gonna freak out. People are gonna watch me freak out on stream. Oh my god. What the fuck, Unity? Oh my god. There's so much work. Wait, these are the old ones. That's the old one. I need to get rid of that. Don't freak out yet. Don't freak out yet, Jeff. It lost all the materials. Okay, so here's the big test. Yeah, they're broken. Oh my gosh. Well, they're saved, so that here's the thing about version control systems is that kind of does it for you, right? So internally I have GitHub, and GitHub is backed up with, you know, your work as you go automatically, and then you push it up to the server. Well, the whole point of using version control is that you work in separate, what are called branches, or so like they're versions of your project as you go, right? So I'll have a version of our base project that then I decide I'm going to go work on the fish, so I make a separate copy of it. It's called a branch to go work on the fish, and at the same time, other people can make their branches off of that same, call it like a main trunk. Think of it like a main trunk on a tree. You go off and you make your branch to, I don't know, go do like leaderboard or whatever it is that you're going to work on. You work on your thing, I work on my thing. They're separate. When we're ready, we push our things back onto that main trunk of the server, so that we have everything. And the system is set up so that you can switch between branches, no problem. I've never had this happen where I switched between branches and it broke some stuff. And I've been using GitHub for a long time, and I've never run into this. So it's very discouraging. Well, I'm not going to have you guys watch me fix all that. I can go do that. That's not a very, I mean, it'd be time consuming, but I mean, in theory, well, let's test it in theory that I know what I have to do to fix it. So I have to go fix this material. Oh, look at that. Yeah, it's all gone. It's all gone. Which means, I think, is this guy the common? I think so. So I think if I, oh, no. Give him his, yep. Why would it lose this? Why would it lose this? Don't make no sense. Yeah. So I have to go through and reconstruct it all. And then oh gosh, the question is, did the emission... Oh, The emission got messed up too. It's not. It's when you switch branches, it's basically like making a backup copy on your local computer of like there's two different copies of it automatically. So it I didn't send it anywhere. I said when you do your switch, it says, do you want to what's called stash your changes? So that means like set them aside so that when you come back, you can put them back in and everything will be okay. And I did that. That normally works just fine. Came back, said I want to put those stash changes back in, and they're broken. But it's not like they're gone completely, so that's good. Like I don't have to reconstruct everything. I just have to redo these materials. So I am gonna freaking complain to GitHub and Unity though. Like this shouldn't happen. This is ridiculous that it would break all the materials. I mean, like all it is like this is variables referencing. It's stupid. Anyway. That's another reason I want to switch out of Unity. We're going to eventually, but not yet. Got to finish this game first. I'm too deep. We're too deep. All right, so I'm not going to have you guys sit here and watch me fix all that stuff. Instead, I'm going to focus on just finishing the setup for the large things that we needed to do. Okay, so unlock that. Let's go to, who do I need to do? This one is this guy. The Manta. Yeah. See, the ones that I didn't change our shader to are just fine. All right, well, let's do Long Shark. Because I think this guy's done. Large Shark is this one. Yeah. It is broken. And then, like, the material that's, like, all across. Stupid thing. The Manta. Is the Manta done? No. Gotta do the Manta. The Long Shark. This guy's here. He's this one. That's it. Okay, so we only have a couple left. All right. Oh, you know what I forgot to check? I forgot to check on the YouTube chat because I have the multi-stream set up today. And I forgot to check and have this set up so that I can peek on that and make sure there's nobody asking me questions over there. No, all good. Okay, good. I mean, not good. I'd prefer to have people. Oh, I forgot. Look at this. I even forgot to turn on the light and everything. So, yeah, look better there. I'm a mess. I'm a mess today. Okay, so that part's ready. All right, so now let's go ahead and pull up our notes because I have detailed instructions for myself because this is a long, involved process of setting up a fish. All right, so first thing I'm going to do is turn off the things. These were just testing things that we had. And we don't need them. Oh, look at all this. Wow. So, I'll just tell you guys, if you're not familiar with sort of how a game engine draws things. Each one of these pieces of geometry here, right? So, the arms, the body, each individual set of eyes. Okay. The fins, the gums, and the teeth are all separate meshes. And the game engine systems go through and they have to pick out what they're going to draw onto the screen. And when you have things like this that are made up of multiple pieces of geometry, the system has to go through and say, well, I need to draw this one, this one, this one. So they're all treated as separate entities. And when you do that, it's separate sort of batches or draw calls. And it slows down the process. So one of the things that we're doing here is we're increasing the efficiency or optimizing so that we're going to keep our frame rates nice and high as we deploy. And I mean, long term, I want to launch to Switch, but I mean, it's going to be very long term, but because I can't afford porting costs and like just to pay somebody to do it, so we're gonna have to do it ourselves. But with that, like Switch, no Switch 2 yet. I'm just have to go on the assumption that I'm only going to deploy to the Switch 1. That the hardware is going to be a little bit. It just can't keep up. It can't render as many frames as quickly. So you have to be smart about what you're doing. So one of the things that we're doing here is condensing all this stuff down to one mesh instead of multiples. And normally you would send this back to your artist and have the artist do it, but Sarah, our artist, went and got another job. So I don't have Sarah right now. So I have to kind of do this myself. And luckily there's a tool on the Unity Asset Store called a Mesh Combiner tool. Shout out to the Mesh Combiner tool team. You guys made a great tool. MT Assets. And we're going to start by combining everything. All right, so I'm going to go to this base game object here. I'm going to remove the things that we are not going to use right now, because these were just testing things as Sarah was building it. She was testing it, and she was doing some of the animation stuff. So luckily I don't have to do any of that. Oh gosh, who's trying to get a hold of me? What's this? Oh, yeah, I need to answer this. Okay, go back over here, and let's see. Okay, back to my notes. All right, need a mesh combine. So we are just with the transform on here. So on the base game object, I'm going to add the animator components. This is a built-in Unity component, right? And all I use it for here is that it goes through and it walks through this, looks at the rig and analyzes how the rig is hooked up to it's called a skinned mesh, right? So all these things are skinned mesh renders. Skinned mesh just means it can, be manipulated to kind of bend in certain ways, so that when your animation, if you want to animate, like things have to, the mesh has to move, right? And so your system is built in for that. So the rig talks to the mesh on how they're going to bend and like, so the mesh doesn't fold in on itself, stuff like that. So we use this piece called the animator to walk through for this other component I'm going to put on, which is a skin mesh combiner. This tool here, it walks through. It looks at uses the rig to walk through and say, what are the skin meshes that we're going to combine? So you'll see here, there's a bunch of meshes that we're all going to get combined. So now we're not using this set of geometry, we're using this set of geometry. Oh boy, it has 3 different. Oh, what did we do there, Sarah? Weird that he has so many different materials. In fact, I'm gonna undo this. All right, can't undo it. What I can do though is go back and just nuke this and redo it. Because all this stuff is still here. So I need to figure out why he has the wrong. So it's common one. Common one. Common 3, common 2, got different. Okay. These all have different materials on them, so we don't want different materials. We're going to go do this. There. Common 1. Epic 3, nope. Common 1. There. Okay. Again, that's just saving, doing the same thing and saving, optimizing is basically what I'm doing. Because kind of like drawing meshes, you have to do the same thing with materials. So it's faster to load one material than it is like 3 or 4 different materials. All right, so now we combine. And now we can turn this off. This has only the one material. Okay, good. Can you use kaiju parts for ship or equipment upgrades? That's not currently the plan. I mean, we've had sort of some talks about it, but right now, no. But we'll see. There's definitely a lot of directions we could go in, and there will be boat upgrades and stuff, but not pieces of kaiju. I guess I can. You're like, there's only 2 of you here, so I guess I can just tell you guys like the kaiju. After you beat the kaiju, the original plan, which I'm hoping we can still do this, is that you get to keep a little tiny baby version of the kaiju that you get to keep like on your ship or in your sort of little home area. That has his little animations and his cute little dude. So for each one, you should be able to do that. But that'll be separate from upgrading the ship or any equipment stuff. Okay, so all right, go back over here. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and make sure that's all disabled. We're just on the common mesh or the combined mesh, and we've got one material. All right, we're ready now. So at that point, I can now go back to the base, turn these 2 off. We're not going to use them anymore, but just in case, I'm leaving them there because it doesn't hurt anything. If you're not familiar with Unity, when you check and uncheck these boxes, it tells it, do I include myself in your ability to be like packaged up with this game object? Yes or no, and right now it's no. It costs you almost nothing. Right, it doesn't hurt anything. So it's not something that really affects your optimization. I mean, a little bit, but not much. And at this point, we're not ready to ship, so there's no reason cleaning it out, because you never know, you might need it again. All right, so now I'm going to add a rigid body. Rigid body is Unity's physics system. And I'm going to give this thing a mass of 40 for a large fish. We don't put any drag values in. That's good. These are all set. Kinematic is false. We do use interpolate on a physics system, and we set ourselves for our collision detection to discrete. Okay. Rigid body, check. All right, now I need to tell this fish how to interact with our water shader. So that is crest, simple floating object. And I'm going to set this to 1, this one to 1. These are default. Now we need to estimate this guy's width. So in Unity, each one of these little mini grid cubes is 1 unit. So I'm going to say this is about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's about 10 wide. Reset this height offset to 0. And then this is 3, 2, 1. That's all set. Okay. Simple floating object is checked. Now we're going to add a fish AI. And we don't have large written yet. Something we need to, I need to do. But it's just going to be inherited off of the medium. Actually, off the base fish AI. And the simplest thing to do, because I'm not really worried about this today, is to go grab one that's working and just paste it on. So this guy got working last time. So I'm just going to go into his component here, copy the component, and go paste it onto this guy. So there, let's say paste component values. All right. Oh, look at that. That shouldn't be the case. Look, see, this guy didn't break. The material's fine. Anyway. He doesn't have one either. Is that... Am I just misremembering? Is that what's happening right now? Because I know these guys were working. Some of them are broken, some of them aren't. Super weird. Oh, right. Okay. So it does start empty. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. I'm just misremembering. Okay, so there's our medium. Yes, a mini personal kaiju aquarium. That is absolutely what's going to happen. At least that's the plan. That's the plan. Whether we have enough time and money to do it, we'll see. We shall see. Could be also one of those things that we, I don't know. Like, I don't want to go to early access, but I might have to go to early access so we can scrape together enough money to finish this thing. So we'll see. Okay, so medium fish AI. Okay, so now I need a box collider. This box collider is teeny tiny for this big giant fish. It's his box collider should be somewhere around here. There. Okay. There we go. There's his box collider. And he has to be set to trigger to send an event when he's caught. That's how we do that. All right, now we have to give him more information about his water interaction system. Which one am I doing? Water object interaction sphere. Medium. And he's going to push water around from right about somewhere right there. And we can edit that later. If we don't like where it's at. Where did she put those two things? Yeah. Okay. Check. Check. Now I need to go set these. Only thing I'm going to need to change here is his max speed of 70. Okay. Put a note there for myself that I still need to mess around with the large version of this. Okay, so now it's time to set up. Make sure I got all that. Oh, no. Now it's time to do the shader. Okay, so let's go over to his this shader here. And we're going to change it. We're going to go make this be... Actually, this guy, by the way, he needs a name. I forgot. So I'm supposed to start with renaming these guys. And look at that. These textures and materials need to go in with the prefab so that we don't lose track of it. This guy is... Which one is he? Long Shark. Long Shark. So paste. What? Okay, so your materials here. So now we need a name. Wait, what? I cut those. Am I crazy? I am crazy. Okay, good. We're good. All right, I gotta pick out a name for this guy. Because these are development names, and you're not going to catch things like Long Shark. They need to be themed properly to our world. Okay, so what did... There we go. Raumano. Raumano is the guy's in-game name. Romano. Let's see. Okay, so now that's set. So that means I can go in here. This guy needs to get renamed. Raumano Common, which means his material needs to get renamed as well. No. She gave me a lot of variants of these, but I'm wondering if we have... Oh, we do. We have emissions. We're good. Okay, so now we are going to go here to this and change this one to our custom shader. So we go to shader graphs, we go to go to Fish Shader. And now, phone's blown up. Hang on one sec. Gotta answer this text. Okay. Need to go grab those textures for this new material. So it gets albedo, ambient occlusion, emission, metallic smoothness, normal. No roughness on this one. Okay, so that's all set now. I need to go back to my instructions. Thresher horn. That is a good name. I might keep that name in reserve, okay? Okay, so he is a thresher horn. That is a good name, but it's a little not themed. Only because I'm trying to theme this stuff, but I do like your name that you picked out there. Okay. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. I got like people texting me. Oh, geez. Okay. I'm too busy. I'm too busy with stuff right now, you guys. It's my daughter's graduation weekend, so have stuff coming up. Sorry, you guys have to sit here and watch me do this. Okay, sorry about that. You work at a college? I worked at college. My daughter is graduating my college that my wife and I both work at and both went to. She's graduating as well. My son just started last year, so congrats. What college do you work at? Okay, let's see. Nope, that's the wrong notes. Okay. Okay, so we're going to start with the smoothness. I'm going to leave the smoothness default here. Yeah, I'm going to leave that default. If I play around, this is about the like sort of shiny wetness value of this guy. Actually, I am going to turn it up just a bit. Yeah, it looks good. Okay, then we're going to go emission. So we're going to set our emission fill 100%. Increase the offset. Wait a minute. Emission fill percent. Yeah, emission fill. Do the fill offset. Let's see what it does. Oh, it's only his eyes are glowing. Okay. It's interesting that Sarah only had him do his eyes. And I think maybe we're only on one axis. Oh, maybe that's it. Where did my fill offset? Yeah, maybe. Let's see if she has anything else on this guy. I don't think that she does. No, it's just the eyes. Interesting. She did a lot more emission with a lot of other guys, but this was an early one, so it kind of makes sense. And I guess it makes sense, right? A predator shouldn't be glowing. St. Michael's College in Vermont. You're way on the other side of the country. I'm way over here in California. I hope your weather's nice. It's hot. First hot day of the year here. 98. Woof. It's going to be a rough graduation. We have to do our graduations outside. Luckily, it's at night, though, so. Okay, so there's nothing else, so it's just, let's see, right about there is the max. Let's see. I keep opening the wrong dock. I need to like turn those other docks off. Okay, fill offset to the fish is fully glowing, yes. Okay, so then I set my fill emission back to 0, and then I go adjust this to turn it so it just turns off. Now, when our code runs to do emission percent, it's through here. Cool. Now that is with a base intensity of 15. His overload is not overloady enough, which means I need to take, because I mean I could blow this up, but it's not really gonna, I mean it's only so much you can do there. So let's set that back to 100, and then let's dial this one down to like 8, nope, 6. Alright, so his normal glow is like that, and his danger glow is like that. That's still a little, let's go 5. So, like, oh, I'm glowing, danger. Cool. Alright, now we're ready to adjust his color. And so I want this color to be gray for common. She has it tinged yellow, so there's really not much I can do here. I can kind of it's just, it is what it is. It's as dark as I can really get it. It's just going to stay yellow because the map there is yellow in those little dots. And then we set up and we're going to mess with his rain values, which is our water. Whoa, what? Wait a minute. Why would it... What? Why is it going the wrong way? I'm super confused. This shader is set up so it's supposed to run on the y-axis. Why is it running on the z-axis? What's going on? That's a mission. I didn't write the shader, so I'm not... This is Zach's shader. So I'm a little confused here because every single other one of these... Right, so if I just go over here and go to this guy's... This guy's shader. Turn the rain on. It runs right on his y-axis. Oh, he doesn't face forward. That's okay. That may be something to remember because Z should be forward, not X forward. Still, it's, I mean, it's running down the y-axis, right? Like, in no way should it be on the X or the Z. So what happened? Fun with game development. It's so fiddly. It's so fiddly. Well, that's super strange. It's a very subtle thing. I don't think like it's not something to like freak out about, but it's just weird to me that like it should not be. It's not set up to do that. Yeah, you're right. If it was hanging up, but what I want to do right now, right, is that it's also moving really slow. I think it's because it's the negative value. It doesn't know how to do that math properly, or at least quickly. What I want to have it do is that the shader will kind of always be pointing down, so no matter what you do, and that's just something that we'll have to put in later. But you are right. When he's hanging this way, it would be going in the right direction right now. It's just it's weird. It's bugging me. So I'm gonna have to leave that as a note and go talk with Zach about it. Zach was the one who wrote this shader. XBD 00D502. Yo, what's up? Thanks for joining us. I'm just setting up fish for our game, Kaiju Fishing. These are a lot of fish you're going to be able to catch. These are the big boys. I'm almost done. Except I have weird weird performance things going on here with this guy. Well, I guess I'm just going to leave it in the correct rotation for now, and then later on we'll worry about it. I am going to change because that's too small. So I think it was 0.5. 0.5. Oh, is it negative 0.5? Is that a little bit more now when he's hanging that way? Running off him? Yeah, I think that's better. Okay. One wet boy. He's still a little too shiny. I dialed that up too much. What's happening? Why isn't it updating now? Well, I'm just gonna let it. I'm gonna set it as default and not worry about it. Okay, so there's this guy. Look how nasty he looks. It's nasty. Let's go back to my notes. And I think we're set there. I'm going to set the emissions back to 0. So his default is just set. Oh, that's why. Because I'm a dummy. What was range speed supposed to be? 0.4 for mediums, yeah. And then set it off here. There. Yes, and then I do want to take his shininess back up. I do like it. A little bit more shiny. Okay. Shader's done. See, this is what got lost in the... Like, all of this setup got lost. in my branch switch. Super frustrating. Okay, so that's checked off my list. That's set. This is all done through the AI. Yes, that's set. AI here meaning not generative AI. It's our we call it fish AI, which is their sort of how they move around in the water. All right, so now he needs some crossbow stick points because you in our game launch a crossbow, stick onto the guy to reel him in, and that goes on his rig. So we're going to walk down his thing here and decide where on this guy. Look at his nice leather looking texture there. It looks so good. Where the crossbow will stick on this guy. So I'm going to say that the crossbow is going to stick somewhere up by these base fins. Yeah, up here. Because if you stick here, his tail's going to be going pretty good. It'll be kind of weird. In fact, that might be too low, but we can adjust it later. All right, so on this spine, I'm going to make 2 empty game objects, which are just transforms, basically. They're going to be called crossbow stick point. Let's do left and right. All right, so the Z needs to point in on this guy. That's how we tell it sort of the normal of the crossbow, how it's going to attach. So let's do on this guy's left. It's going to be out here, but then rotated 90 degrees. Wait. What's going on here? Oh. That little indicator right there is important because it's telling you what relative to what are these positional values, right? So if you're not used to Unity here, it uses inheritance. So it's basically saying, okay, these two new things, which are just points in 3D space, that's what a transform is, as position, rotation, and scale values. To put something in a 3D scene, it's saying relative to who or what do these numbers, what do they mean? Right, and so when you're in local space, it means local to the parent. So if my parent is at this location in 3D space, these locations now, when you enter and you talk about the values for them, they're relative to the parent. Right, so if I say it's 0, that means it's 0. It's positioned right where its parent is. So if I wanted it to be off a little bit, right, like that, now it's negative 0.84, but that's relative to the parent versus global space. That is now not what you would think about in terms of global space. Now it would be positioned to somewhere out at 0, 0, 0, wherever that happens to be in world space. All right, so I want to be talking in local space. That's why it was not updating anything when I was doing that. So now rotated 90 degrees about the y-axis, points in there. That looks good. This one, so this was what, negative, I'll just say negative 0.9. And then that means this one will be positive 0.9. And then rotated negative 90, should point it in. Fun with math. All right, so those are our stick points. Okay. So I created them. Now I need to tell our fish AI that these are the spots that's going to stick onto. And you'll see it has stuff, but it has stuff copied from the old one, so it would try and point to some other fish that doesn't, right, is who knows what that value would be. So that's very dangerous what I did there, and I have to definitely remember to do that because, right, it didn't look any different, but in reality this is way different what it was talking about. These points are relative to itself. The other points were just random numbers that who knows what they would get filled with at game time. Okay. So I created those, assigned them, it's done. Okay, so now I have to set up our splashing system. Oops. And the splashing system comes from a prefab. Actually, no, it's a script that I need to drop on this guy that then I attach prefabs onto. So this is the splash handler. And the splash handler is going to get, let's see, water splash, small, medium, and large. Small, medium, hey, medium, and large. Okay. Assign the body renderer to the splash handler. So now I say, which mesh is it going to be triggering splashes? It's the skin mesh there. Okay, now we just need to give him his water drip prefab. So water drip is water drip. Wait a minute. Should have some prefabs for this. Water. I should have different sized ones. This isn't right. That's not right. There they are. That was weird. They weren't coming up anyway. He needs large. And then we are going to go ahead and take his generative space. And pull this out. Actually, he's a lot thinner than the other guys. So he's going to drip from here. No, I want you to stay zeroed there. What I'm trying to grab is that. He's a long boy. Very long fish. Okay, let's make this a little shorter there. And drop this down. So now he generates water from those spots. All right, and that gets turned on and off through code. Okay, so now just have to go and say this guy is a fish on the fish layer. And now we're ready to duplicate. So let me go back and check chat. I haven't talked to you guys. Oh, thanks for hanging out, Barber Cat. Appreciate it. He needs chin tendrils and little barbs on the end. Yeah. Well, if I had my artist, I'd like take your feedback and like give it to her and stuff. But she's gone. She got another job. So, but maybe I'll be able to steal her back. Maybe someday. I hope so. Okay, so again, appreciate you hanging out. Let's see. Where is No, that's this set of notes. Okay, so now we are ready to duplicate this long boy. I think everything's set there. Yeah, this guy is a Raumano. Common. We're gonna make uncommon, rare, epic, legendary. Let's name them properly. Legendary. Okay. There's a bug in my room. All right. I need coffee. I'm out of coffee. I've been out of coffee for a bit. I'm going to go run and grab some. Let me see if you guys had anything for me in chat. No, we're good there. We're good over there. And I should check Steam too. I did technically have Steam over there. No, nobody's in chat. Okay, good. All right. I'm going to pause for just a second, you guys, and I'll be back in like 2 minutes, okay? All right. Coffee. I have coffee. I don't think very many games would get made without coffee. The one thing I wanted to do... Oh, no, I already duplicated, so it doesn't matter. Okay, so let's go to this. Now we're going to go to the materials for each of those guys that we just made. All right, so uncommon. Oops, this with here. He needs to have duplicates of all this stuff. So common, uncommon, rare, epic, legendary. too hot. Way too hot. Okay, so now this uncommon guy should go to the uncommon material. Rare. I'll hold the rare material. Epic needs to hold the epic material. And the legendary prefab should have the legendary material. Then we just have to go in for each of those new things and reset them so that they have their appropriate textures. So this guy is, which one am I looking at? Oh, I'm on the wrong fish over here. So we want uncommon. Okay. So the uncommon needs the uncommon textures. I think these are all the same. Okay. Unity, what the hell? What the fuck? Okay. Classic. I think the only thing I'm going to check on these guys is the emissions. Yeah. All right. Well, the other thing that I do on these emissions is that I wanted to have, my designer sense said you need to have these be color coded to tell the players common, uncommon, rare, epic, and legendary, right? You should have some kind of way to tell players that. Well, I'm going to do it through my emission maps. Uncommon is supposed to be green. 255. So when we do that, is I should go green. That's pretty green. I think, so when I blast it out, yeah, that's good. Oh gosh, it's still too hot. All right, so there's the green one. Pull my notes back here. Green. So now we need to do rare. Rare here. What? Okay. This needs the rare textures. That. And let's do his emission too, just because I think she has some color coded. It's kind of. This is supposed to be blue. So I think I'm going to go get. This one has a blue. That is That emission map is kind of blue, so I'm going to grab this emission map. And so set this to 0, 175, 255. And it's supposed to, yeah, turn blue. Yeah, cool. Okay. Word uncommon 2 shots. Which one would we like? Oh, I like that one better. Yeah, let's go with that one. Yeah. Cool. Okay. So that was rare. Epic. Epic. We have 2 of these to choose. Oh. All right, chat. Which one do you like? I think they're both pretty good, so I think I like this one. This one's a little bit feels a little more dangerous. So I'm gonna go with this one. What's the color supposed to be on this? Epic is supposed to be purple. So let's go ahead and grab his emission there. And the purple here is 255 and 0 and 255. So he, oops. I'm gonna blast this out. The best we can do. And the last one is legendary. Okay, so now legendary is supposed to be kind of gold. 45, 0, no, 75 and 0. That. So zoop, and then when he's danger mode, he goes danger. Cool. I like it. Yeah, that's it. She did some nice texturing on that guy. Okay. Now we're ready to test this guy. And I don't have all the large behaviors set up, so right now he's just we're gonna make sure he can spawn into the scene and not be broken. But catching him will be a whole mechanic that we still have to kind of do. So, all right. So in order for this guy to be in the scene, I've got to go get his data and make sure that we generate him. What I call him a Raumano. There he is. So we're going to go get this stuff, this data here. I'm going to cut it out of this position, paste it down there, and go up to the position where it's supposed to be, which is here. Cut it out of that spot, paste that into there, grab this data, cut it and place it into that position, change the size on that so it's updated correctly, and now IDs 91, 92, 93, and 95. So we're up to 95 different fish for you guys to catch. And let me see if I got this. Cool. All right. That's all set. So now I need to grab this file. Override the one that's there. Yes. Then go ahead and in my generation system, I have to go to my resources. We're going to make a backup of this one. It is 23. Import the updated one with the new data here. Now I go back in here and I have a generation system. Here. Oh, look at that. It's missing. Some stuff just like broke. That's cool. So weird. Alright, well, I need 5 more positions in here. 4, 5. We're going to go grab these guys that we just made. There we go. 1, 2. Rare. Epic. And legendary. Okay. That's so weird though. Why would it like lose some of them but not all of them? And like freaking Unity. Alright, well, which ones are I'm just go grab them. How common? Tadfish common. It's all the commons. It's weird. But not all of them? I don't know. Very strange what just happened. Tadfish common. Oh no, that's not right. We want this one. I actually need to remember to get rid of those. Alright, so then we need the clamp jaws. Then we need the wickies. And uncommon. Rare. Epic and legendary. Bubble is refined. Zuko's refined. Ton broads refined. Weary is missing the common. Ata is missing the common. So weird. Whatever. It's always the commons. Like so freaking weird. Sculpata, common. Purahu, common. common. Rauco, common. Martello, common. Martello, there it is. Common. Namaka, common. Dallas fan. Common. Rorata. Common. Sultanfisk. Common. Okay, so there's those. Now I go to this generation. Need to make a new spawner settings. Sorry, just checking chat, make sure nobody's asking me any questions. Okay, we're gonna go here. We're gonna make a fish spawn settings. It's gonna be fish spawn settings only. Which one did we just make? Romano. Romano. Go back over here. Copy and paste that so I don't mess it up. Because you have to be very specific. Generate that. No, that's the wrong. That. It's a 100% chance to spawn that fish. This one doesn't matter anymore, but that's fine, whatever. I actually need to remember to go out and take that out. So now this thing goes with that one we just made. Which was... Yeah. Is it important?
I got 22 out of 26 on my math exam.
What's that?
I got 22 out of 26 on my math
Oh, congrats. Good job.
I know. I passed the class. Let's go.
Oh no, he let a cat in here. What's up, George? Dude, you have stuff all over your face, dude. You got cobwebs all over him. What were you doing out there, huh? Alright. So, this needs not that, it needs only Romano. That one. And we're going to do 5 of them. And it's tied to that pathing zone. Okay. So the likelihood of this breaking is very high because of whatever happened with our branch switching. Oh, okay. I think they're there. My ocean's bugged, but that's okay. They're aggressive. They're aggressive waivers. Cool. No. Okay. He's set up. Yay. Let's spin. Yay. Victory spin. Okay. Another one down. We did get some errors, but I know about that one. Look at that. What the hell? What happened here? octopod. Like, I don't missing prefab. Like I don't have. I didn't just set these guys out, so I don't know why it would have that. Why it would say it's missing stuff. I didn't even need it in there. I don't want it in there. Oh. Simple floating. Well, that's not my code. There is no rigid body to attached. Instance 177 given to script is trying to access it. I don't even. Oh, I don't know what's happening there. It's a lot of them. That's new. Hopefully it's just like this thing. Wow, dude, it like totally barfed. What the heck, you guys? What the heck? I mean, the good news is this is just a test scene. Like, this doesn't really matter. But it's definitely not happy. Oh. Now it's just the ocean. Okay, well that's... yeah, I know about that, and I know about that. Okay, so it's good. I don't know, Unity wasn't very happy there, and it just was happy that it like broke a prefab. I'm not sure how or why it broke a prefab, but it did. Just Unity being Unity. Be what it be sometimes. Okay, so... oh, I have a whole bunch of emails I have to get back to people today. Oh, no, I don't want that. I don't have any room for it. Let's see. No, okay. Okay, so what do we have left here? What do we have left? These guys are in. These guys are broken, but that's okay because I fixed them. This, was it this one? No, it's this one. It just has broken shaders. I'm not sure why. Okay, so this guy is actually, because he has the totally broken stuff. Yeah. So this guy's ready to be marked for deletion. Which I have a folder for that. Okay. This guy is one of these. So, where did it go? These guys have the wrong name, right? Sultan Fisk. These guys are actually these guys. Okay, so these guys are also ready to go. Mark for move. These guys are broken. So there. So that mark for removal has multiples of that, and that's fine. Yeah, I don't need that. This lava slug is this one. So this actually is up here. All right. So all we have now is the manta, which I think I got partially set up, but I think maybe it has some problems with it. Yeah, I'd say so. That's not okay. Yeah. Oh, is this guy set up? Yeah, I set up one of the. Did I set this guy up? I think maybe I did. Partially? I did partial setup on this guy. It's probably an old. Yeah, I think this is an old setup. But this should be the last one. This should be the last one. So let's just try and knock it out. Alright, so we're going to go ahead. This stuff looks like it's all good here. 20 is it? These large guys are actually 40. The mass. That's all set, yes. The box collider is set. That's set. Looks like this is set correctly. This is set. He doesn't have crossbow stick points though. That's in the medium. So let's go look and see if he has crossbow stick points. He does. So here, this. Okay, that was set. We did do that. Okay. So go off my checklist here. What I haven't done is combine the meshes. So we don't need that. We do need. Weird. This is an old one. Obsolete. I'm going to actually remove this. Put on the right one, but we're going to go in order. We're going to go in order and make sure we don't miss anything. Hi, Maddie. Old dog, go lay down. Okay. Oops, I need to put my notes back up. All right, we're going to mesh combine, and we mesh combined the animator on the base object with the mesh combiner. Go through. It's going to reduce the number of draw calls we have to do. Yep. Okay, good. So this now is off. We just care about this. not sure why there's two on there. It should only be one. And it's all messed up. Here. There. Right. There. Okay. Better. Alright, so there's the mesh combined. Let's check the rigid body. Yep. The box collider was a yep. Simple floating object is on it. Yep. Its width, we have it down as 12. It looks about right. It has a medium fish AI on it. Looks like it's set up correctly. It has a box glider on it. Okay. There's a trigger, yep. Turn that off, turn that off. And I'm going to move this up here. Okay. Needs a water interaction, but we're not going to use the old one. We're going to use the new one. Object, interaction sphere, medium. Oh, looks like manta rays are not large like we had them marked. So this might be a problem. Yeah, so I'm going to take this off. Oh, that's too big. Put the basic one on it. I mean, this one's too big. Like, what is going on here? Right, if I were to go down to one of the other fish, I mean, they're scaled fine. It's maybe the manta is just, for whatever reason. Oh, she scaled it too small. I see what's happening. Oh, we scaled it up in that way. I see. I see what we did. Okay, so I gotta think about this. Where's the boat? Oh, yeah. That's not as big as we thought he was. That's what's happening. Okay. Yeah, I think this guy's gonna get moved to a medium. Just makes more sense. Okay. So now that makes a little more sense. Wonder what what's the scale factor on? So where's this geo? Fish. Doesn't matter, just one of them. These are rigs. Why are these only rigs? Yeah, scale factor 10. 12. 8. Oh, these are materials. Those are the old ones. I don't want those. Well, hmm. Mm-hmm. So that import didn't. That's weird. It didn't really do anything to him. I mean, it should have done it to at least this one. Oh, I see what she did. Oh, okay. Okay, so. Interesting. Okay, well. Have to do it this way then, right? Okay. Okay. So. I think now. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Yeah, I'd say that guy's pretty big. Versus that. Don't you ever touch my son again. All right. Boy, I like having that big giant one. I mean, that's like a mini boss right there. I need to think about this a little bit. Need to think about it. I mean, that's obviously too big. He's scaled way up. Right? Didn't I scale this guy? No. I did not scale that guy. That's just how he is. Wow, that's massive. But I did get started on him. I just didn't do the... Well, I did some stuff. Right, I can see some of this is me. They're so cool. Maybe we do have both. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. In fact, I'm going to write a note to myself. Where did my notes go? To log in. Okay, so make a decision about Super Manta and regular Manta. Close. Okay, put this up here. Okay. If we're going to have both, we do need two different names for them. We can't have the same name. So the in-game name for the Manta is New Huai. So I think that'll be the small version. Hey, I said rename. New Huai. This will be a medium guy. But then how do I say like super new Y? I'm gonna check how to say large in Maori. Okay, I did this. So it'll be Y and new Y. So rename Wahi and a new Wahi. So the big one, which is this one, a new folder in here. This one needs to go here. This guy has what? It's blue. Where's that? Fish materials, manta. I see. So this guy is the little one. So we're gonna go ahead and take these. No. These. We're gonna put them here. These guys are those other these. Okay. Okay. So now where are these textures? So on these materials, where are these textures? So these ones are for the small one. So they're gonna go. Small one is okay. gone. Now it's that guy, and then these guys are all messed up, so we're going to get rid of them. But this guy is set, and he has this texture. Yep. Which we just need to make. Oh, I did make this. Okay, so it's just these that are all the URP, not the fish shader. But this guy is set so that he will glow. Boom. Oh, I didn't finish this though. Damn it. I didn't finish this. I can see it. Okay. All right. I think I am going to stop here for the day. Lots of stuff to do, but we're on the home stretch. We just have basically to create that one and that one. So the manta and then the super manta. Then we'll be done with creating fish. Yes, finally. And I can move on to actually programming some stuff, which is what I want to do. So I won't have to force myself to stream in order to actually do this. All right. So I'm about to sign off. Thanks, everybody, for joining me. Appreciate it. Appreciate you dropping in. If you haven't, go wishlist Kaiju Fishing. We're working on it tirelessly, and we'll have it out when we have it out. It's getting there, though. It's definitely coming together. So thanks for tuning in. Wishlist the game, and I will see you soon. Thanks a lot for stopping in.